Well, hello. Hello, everybody. What is going on? Live control room. We're starting here. Stream health is good. Nobody is here chatting. Hey, Dwayne Gordon, what's up? Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. What's up? Taj Marie, Mira Sant. What's this one? Myra Samama. Yeah. Triana Be Fine. What's up? What's up, everybody? So, I'll wait till a little more people join it, but I'll explain the whole thing, what's going on. I was hoping to do this on the new studio, which is behind me. There it is. I'm getting it set up. Myra's Mama. Myra's Mama. Myra's Mama? Myra's Mama, did we grow up together? If you want to stay... Anyone need cable? All right. Your daughter's name is Myra. Oh, okay. Because I grew up with some people who that was their last name. Myra Smama. So weird. I do not live in Ohio. So that's over there is where I used to do the show. There used to be a table and chairs there, and I would just set my camera up. And then this chair that I'm sitting in, this is where I would put the Batman photo in the blue light. And there's the map of the world that I would show. There's my surfboard with that I surf with Putin. So let me get that just set up just a touch. There we go. What's up, Joshua Peg? So what's going on? So I released a video. I recorded it yesterday. It would drop today in front of that screen now. That Triana. I'm trying to be fine, not Triana. Try and be fine. Not Triana. I am trying to be fine. Trying to be fine. Try and. I get it. Kinda. Sorry. What's up, trying to be fine? Or hey, Triana. Daniel Seliger. Trying to be fine. Trying to be fine. I get it. All right. You guys are all spelling this out for me. Snark Y2K, try and be fine. Trying to be fine. Got it. You know, I'm sorry. Trying to be fine. I think your name's Triana, and I think you be fine. How's that sound? So that's the setup that I'm figuring out. So I did that test video about Amazon because I wanted to talk about that story. And that's what I'm going to start doing. I need to improve the lighting a little bit because my face is a little dark. I also watched the video and I took the camera. So what happens when it went to the white screen, I had the camera on auto adjust. So I took it off of that. So it'll just be at the settings so it stays on my face. And I need to get... Those are the two lights I was using before. The problem was, I'll explain. So before, I would have these two lights behind me. I had them set basically right here, just shining right into my face. Well, I can't do that now in front of the screen because it causes all this glare. So I'm bouncing it off these white walls, the white ceilings and everything, which is good. I just need a little more fill. So that's what but I'm going to keep recording videos. Dwayne Gordon, thanks for supporting the show. You had a good week and you wanted to share the love. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate that. Mr. Lorbu, Joshua Peg, hello. Yeah, the lighting was a little dark on that video, so I wanted to test it. The volume was a little hot. So this is far. So what I'm doing right now is what I've been doing. So I have this lavalier microphone right here, and it goes right into my phone. So now with this setup, and I have a desk that's ordered so I can put my laptop there. There's also a little sound mixer. So I'm taking the sound from this microphone, putting that through to the mixer, and then the keynote, like if you saw in that Amazon video, these slides came up, right? So I have that going on an HDMI to the monitor, but then I have everything from my computer going through to the mixer, so that then all then sends one signal into that new camera. You can't really see it with the black background, but there's this very nice Sony 4K camera right there. And there's the Batman photo, by the way. So in there's just some tweaking. So I've got to make my face light enough, but not have glare on the screen. So I was at Jimmy Dore's studio on Wednesday and was talking to Arno. It was very helpful. So I ordered an anti-glare screen. It hasn't arrived yet. And I'm going to order some more lights. And luckily I have these white ceilings, because that's what they do in the Jimmy Dore studio, is they have these really, they got really nice lights that are wall mounted and ceiling mounted, and they have diffusers over them, which is basically, these have diffuser, basically like slides that go in. Before I had these sort of orange ones, and now these are white diffusers, so the light isn't as sharp, so I don't wash out. So Snork Y2K. I like my 6K LED light strips, but I do not usually have them on due to the glare on my camera. If I had them behind camera, they would be great. Cool. So yeah, that's what I'm tweaking right now. And again, I'm waiting for the glare film. You have to get it custom ordered. Even though it's a 65-inch monitor, you have to measure the actual height and width down to the 1/4 inch. And so I'm waiting for that film, and then I'm waiting because I didn't want to sit. I felt like I just needed to stand in front of this monitor. So I've got a little laptop stand that's elevated, so you can stand in front of it. It actually adjusts, and that's what I want to do. So that's what I'm working on. So but I wanted to do a super chat. I haven't done one in a couple weeks, and I'm so happy to be back. And I really appreciate, when I made that video, do I want to keep doing this? I was, just going through some other stuff personally that's been a little challenging. And then just to hear all this negative shit from progressives bum me out. I don't mind Trumpers and Clinton people getting mad at me or whatever, but it was just like progressives turning on me. But maybe they're bots, who knows? Beth Bonnet, what's up? Trying to be fine, excuse me, or Triana be fine. You are the first one to get it. You are the best. XOXO Ernestine, sound is good too. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. Trying to be fine. Triana be fine. I think Triana be fine. That's what I'm going to stick with. Thank you for supporting the show. Dwayne Gordon and trying to be fine, supporting the show. Hey. And my shirt is backwards. That's funny. C. Blaine. Taj Marie. What's this? You're saying something to everybody. I'm about to interview for a postdoc for concentrated solar power next week. I need some well wishes, and I'm slightly nervous. Oh, let's all get behind Taj Marie. First of all, good for you for postdoctorate. That's impressive. And concentrated solar power. First of all, that'll never work, you dirty hippie. No, that's fantastic. I'm so happy you're doing that. That's such a great way. When I talk about on the show, there's all these little things we can do, right? We all do what we can. You're doing something amazing that's going to help the world. I'm not an engineer or a scientist. I'm just articulate and funny on camera and on stage. So why not put that skill to use doing this? And you're putting your skill to use by going for that and doing a postdoc on that. So you got all my well wishes. And, you know, in terms of, I've never had to defend a dissertation before or anything like that, but I do know what it's like to have to stand in front of a bunch of people and get them to believe and like and laugh at what I'm saying. So, I don't know how much of that, what the interview's like, but just trust that, you know, when you do your studying and you're prepped and everything, and then there's always that, do I know enough? Do I know enough? Just when you feel like logically in your head, I got this, then let that go, and let that nervous voice that's like, we're not ready, let that voice just go, we got it. We're cool. I can do this. I know I can do this. And go through it and talk to somebody that's like a mentor or someone that's already been through it, and what they say, like, you got this, you got this. Just get that. There's nothing like a little good, you know, pep talk before you go out do it from somebody you like and trust. So I think you're going to be awesome, and congratulations. And that's awesome that you're doing that. So, so good thoughts from all of these political vigilantes. Pat Cook, thank you so much. Daniel Sellinger. Oh, did I mispronounce it? Now I screwed it up. Ready to go. You wanted to go to live today. I think we're on the same way. I'm like, yeah, I just was like thinking about doing it. And I went surfing, was hanging at the beach today, and wasn't sure what I was going to do later. And I was like, I want to do this. So, Snork Y2K, I love concentrated solar, Taj Marie. I'm an amateur that plays with secondary power from waste heat. Suck every watt you can. Thanks for being an expert in it. Oh, another thing too. So I did this. This is a little USB so you can charge my phone. So I brought this to the beach today because I don't get as much as I'd like. So I brought this to the beach today. It also acts as a flashlight. So it's a little mobile charger, so I'll use this sometimes. So I'm not charging my phone off of the grid. So, oops, let me put that back. And the first home I ever bought, I put solar water heating on there. And then I sold the house, and the people that bought it took it down. Way to go. Mr. Lorbu, good luck, Taj Marie. Believe in yourself and remember to breathe correctly, and everything should be fine. You know, that's a good point. People don't like, oh, just breathe. No, from all the yoga that I do, that's such a key thing, to slow down your breathing when I'm like stressed or angry or whatever, and I just go, and I literally just take these big breaths in my nose and out through my mouth. It just, literally a physiological thing happens that reduces stress. I would recommend that right before you go into the interview. When you're sitting in the waiting room or wherever you're at, like, they're going to come get me. Just breathe it out. It seems like a small thing, but it actually is very helpful. That's a good thing to bring up. PS Xbox Gamer. Fox News is pushing a narrative that Medicare for all is impossible. When you have Fox News speaking about something for the whole time, you know you're doing something right. Oh man, that's such a good point. Yeah, and that video we did with Jimmy that showed that the Koch brothers funded this libertarian think tank to come up with the numbers. And of course, what the corporate media does is they bury certain facts. They don't reveal all of the facts. They say, this new Medicare for all is going to cost $32.6 trillion. They don't say that currently we're spending $34.6 trillion. They don't talk about this. And then the guy that we were making fun of that was bad-mouthing it on Twitter, I forget his name, Jim Acosta or whatever that guy from that stupid Market Watch show, I heard him on NPR giving his like, well, I mean, it's all good, all be well and good, but pie in the sky. You see how they do that? It's not just Fox News. I mean, Fox News is pushing it hard, of course, because the big pharma and the healthcare industry advertises a lot. They advertise on all of them, but they really do Fox News because Fox News, is for old white people. So that's how they're playing the game. That's what they're doing. It's preposterous. LJCF, keep the good fight. Love your humor and spot on analysis. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the show. It's really cool to be doing this and to build this community. And one of the emails I want to go back to when I was 2 weeks ago saying wasn't sure if I wanted to do this. I got a lot of amazing support from many of you on social media, and some people even emailed me. And one person emailed me and said, hey, just so you know, Graham, I'm a big fan of the show. Abby Martin gets death threats and rape threats. And she was doxxed, which I'm just learning what that is, when they put all your personal info on the internet. And she still goes. She's still going. She just did the Jimmy Dore show live on Friday. And I was like, that's a valid point. And literally the email goes, so if you don't want to deal with this stuff, you should stop now. And they weren't, I didn't take it that they were being challenging or, calling me a pussy or anything. They were just being very, very frank, saying this is the world we're in. This is what happens to people that tell truth to power. And yeah, I got, like I said, last summer, I got fired from a movie review gig because they didn't like my Twitter feed. So this is the world we're living in. And I'm not like trying to I don't want death threats or, go to jail or anything like that. I'm not looking to try to do, oh my God, I just did the Unity for Julian Assange. We did another online vigil this morning, and it's awful what they're doing to that guy. I don't want to be that. I don't want to get put in jail, but what's right is right. And I got to speak up and, and yeah, like you just said, NPR is owned by big oil and defense contractors, paid for by a grant from Boeing. Yeah, exactly. That's NPR. So I really appreciate all your support, and I'm going to just keep going, keep doing this. That's why I spent the money on the studio. That's why I'm doing this. I watch comedians in cars getting coffee, which is a really awesome show. That's just how comedians hang out and talk. It's pretty awesome. And on the Dave Chappelle one, Chappelle was like, the idea drives the car. If I try to get in and drive the car, it doesn't, I'm forcing it. I got to let the idea drive the car. And sometimes the idea shows up at 2 a.m. and I'm tired and the idea is like, no, we got to go. And my buddy was relating this to me when I was like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this YouTube, the Political Vigilante. And he goes, you got a good idea and people like it. And you're going to have to get new stuff. You're going to have to, not get new stuff, but you're going to have to just accept that this is going to be part of it. And, I think about doing the Jimmy Dore show last month in Chicago, and 600 people were there. And Steph Samarano introduced me, ladies and gentlemen, the Political Vigilante, Graham Elwood, and I came out and did 8 minutes of stand-up, and it was amazing. And I've done stand-up in front of 1,000 people. I've gotten standing ovations. I've had applause breaks, all that stuff. But this was something different because I was only really doing political material. And everybody loved it. So I'm going to keep doing this because everyone's got to wake up. So Pat Cook, seems like 2020 is wide open for third-party victory. Fox and Friends poll showed over 70% in favor of MCFA, and most hate Trump's tax cuts based on polls. Yeah, a lot of Trump supporters are going, wait a minute. He said drain the swamp, and he said tax cuts for us, and he's making tax cuts for the wealthy. They're onto him. They're waking up. I mean, he's always going to have his diehard. Every politician's going to have their diehard. There's still people to this day who are like, Nixon, he was the good guy. Like, okay, yeah, Nixon, got it. So it's funny when Fox and Friends that Medicare for all, yeah, that's MCFA. Yeah, that was that poll that Jimmy showed on the episode. And they're trying to gaslight people, and their listeners are waking up. I think people are waking up all across the board that they're being lied to. And if a real third-party candidate ran on like populist, progressive, workers' rights, the whole country would rally. That person would crush. They'd win in a landslide. They'd win in a landslide. Mr. Lorbo, Graham in chat, I have a question for you all. If you went to school in the U.S., did you ever have a lesson on the Spanish Civil War, 1936? Yes. Myra's mama. This chair is really, really comfortable. Graham and chat, I have a question for you all. If you went to school in the U.S., did you ever have a lesson on the Spanish Civil War from 1936 to 38? Curious because it's one of my main field of studies. My school, we did not talk about it much. In my English literature class, when we studied Hemingway, we discussed it a little because he talked about it, but we really didn't get into it much. My guess is it was because it was, you know, showed how bad capitalism was or something. But I'd love to know more about it because I really honestly don't know that much about it. If there's a book or website or something like that to read, please let us know. Yeah, like Jimmy said, how can we afford Medicare for all when it saves us billions of dollars? No, trillions. 2 trillion with a T. $2 trillion Medicare for all would save us. It's the craziest thing. Oh, everyone will just be going to the doctor for every little thing. Yeah, it's called preventative care. Right now, people are like, you know, they have a, you know, my knee hurts or my shoulder hurts. I don't want to get it checked out because I can't afford it. Then it gets worse, costs more money for everybody. Oh, now they really can't work. So it's really, preventative care saves everybody money. Teaching healthy habits and nutrition, things we don't teach in school that we should. C. Blaine talking about, now that the View talking about democratic socialism, social progress is being made. Yeah, it's for real. It's becoming like saying socialist, saying democratic socialist isn't this like, ooh, scary word. You can never say that anymore. It's actually, people, when they're talking, like you say, when they're talking about it on The View, people are starting to wake up to it because they see the whole system's broken and another recession's going to happen. And if it happens before the 2020 election, then you are absolutely, in my opinion, going to see a Workers' Party third something pop up going, the system's broken. And it's going to gain a lot of traction. And then I worry that the deep state will go nuts and do some crazy shit. Daniel Sellinger. You shouldn't have complimented me. Then now I'm in my head and I keep fucking it up. Danny Seliger. Graham, could we possibly get you to come on Ron's show sometime soon? Maybe, pretty please, 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Ooh, yeah, I've talked to Ron about that. I'd love to come on Ron's show. He and I live very far apart from each other within the context of Los Angeles, but I'd love to come on it at some point. Ron and I will figure that out because he's been on my show. I want to come on his. That's a great suggestion. Taj Marie, thanks everyone. Unfortunately, I missed the past 5 minutes. Spectrum's internet is crappy and went out temporarily. Oh, you know, we were talking about Medicare for all and the lies of the corporate media and Fox and Friends surveys and stuff like that. But you just focus on having a great interview. Digitale Varden. I don't understand that. Is it another thing that I'm missing up? Thank you, Graham, for speaking out and telling the truth. Love what you do and are doing, sir. Thank you so much. Mares, yeah, there's the new studio behind me getting set up. For those of you who just joined us, I'll give you another recap. The So this is the new studio setup. What used to be right there was just a kitchen table and 2 chairs where I would just set up, and I put photos of this on the Patreon page. If you're a Patreon supporter, you get access to the original setup, which was just this camera. This is my iPhone on a little tripod that was literally on a couple of boxes. And so I got rid of that table and chairs, and now I have this studio. Ex-girlfriend gave me the table and chairs. I wanted it out of here. Got a new couch. It's awesome. So then I set this up, and I'm just tweaking with the lights because the issue is I don't want glare on that screen right there. So I bought a really nice camera. I got this 65-inch monitor, and then these 2 lights, and I've got a mixer. I'm waiting on anti-glare film and a little desk so I can stand in front of it. But if you watch the video that I did about the Amazon workers, it's my most recent video. You can see the new, I need to tweak the lighting a little bit and the settings in the camera, but we're getting closer. So I just wanted to show you guys what's going on. So if you haven't already, please go to the Patreon, and your support. You can see all the stuff that I'm doing, and I'm releasing another little video showing stuff on the Patreon. So check that out. Yeah, Bat Mashups. NPR owned by big oil and defense contractors for sure. Don't forget, guys, another way to support the show is the super chat, the button right there. That's cool. I'll answer your question, but go to Patreon's really where we need you. CIT Metal, greetings from Puerto Rico. Oh man, how are you doing there? I know this country has completely abandoned you, and you are an American citizen, and half of the country doesn't even know that or care. It's ridiculous what has happened since the hurricane there. I hope everyone is doing well. And if I had the money, I would fly there and I would do videos from there. That's really, I'll tell you this right now, one of the things I want to do is if the show can start generating real money, I want to hire a full-time producer, and I want to fly to places. I want to go to Puerto Rico and just interview people there. Do a live comedy show there. I want to go to Flint. I want to go to West Virginia. I want to go to where there's contaminated water and it's being covered up. I want to cover all of that stuff. I basically want to do what Abby Martin does with Empire Files, but do it in the US. Because there's so much that just all the stuff the mainstream media is not covering. There's a DNC lawsuit. If I really could, I'd like to grow my channel and get it the size of TYT and have a bunch of field reporters going out there. That's that's my long-term goal. And do all kinds of entertainment, but with progressive socialism in the entertainment. A late night talk show, but not neoliberals making fun of Trump's hair, but a progressive host. And the band and the musicians and everybody is a progressive, and Susan Sarandon's on the panel and Chris Hedges, and there's a band and it's fun. It's late night entertainment, but we're going to talk about real stuff though. We're not going to have, this person from this reality show and this nonsense. So I hope you're doing all right in 21st century FDR. Did Graham kick out those people he once banned yet? Well, I haven't seen them show up. When they do, they will be. Snork White 2K, if you go to Puerto Rico, I would go to and talk to the people about what they need to have ready for water after the next storm or quake. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I want to do. I want to get a camera and a microphone and just walk down this, hey, what do you need? What's going on? Tell me your situation. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Sasan. Hey, Graham, your show is awesome. Just wanted to know how hard is it to prepare everything, like the amount of research you have to do and stuff like that. Great question. How long does it take me to get a show ready? So one of the things I do, like when I'm just going through Twitter or something like that, is if I see an article that I like, I save it. I put it on my reading list. I use all Mac products, so I save it on my Safari reading list. And then I'll send that when I'm ready to record. I'm like, okay, I'm going to record now. So then I'll start going through all the articles before I record, and I'll I want to talk about this one and this one and this one. And I'll read over the articles, and if there's anything in the article, I'm like, wait, what is that? Then I'll go and research that. Some of it's like, oh, yep, I remember that. I remember this person. I got that. but I'll go do more research within the article. And now there's a little more pre-production in the sense that, like for the Amazon article, the story that I just ran, that video was the first one on the new setup. So then I have to set up Keynote, which is like, if you're not a Mac user, that's like PowerPoint for Macs. And you go in and create slides. I'll show you this. I'll show you a slide right here. This is very basic, but if you load up Keynote right here. So, all right, so there's Keynote. You can kind of see all the slides right here. So then this is my main slide here. So when I was standing in front of the TV, this then has an HDMI out that goes into the monitor. And so this is my backdrop. And then when I started the slideshow, then that goes to so now I have to build this show, which means I have to load in, I'll go back actually. So then these slides right here, if you've never used PowerPoint or Keynote, I mean, if you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So there's these little slides right here. So then I copy and paste the title of the article and key excerpts from the article so that then I can show you guys, because that was one of the main things I wanted to do when I upgraded this channel, because obviously I was always just sitting in front of this camera, looking down, reading the thing, and then looking back up at you guys. So with this format, then the goal is I put this on the monitor and then I say, well, here's the title of the article. And then you guys, well, this is kind of shitty right here, but then you guys can all read along with me. That's the point of the big monitor. And then, oh, this is what this person said. And then I can comment it. Oh, and then I can go back, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so there's a little more prep time now that I'm upgraded the studio, but that's what I tend to do. I'm sort of like always researching, like if I come across anything, I get a lot of stuff off of Twitter, you know, because I follow people like Glenn Greenwald and m.I.c and Katie Halper and Abby Martin and Sarah Abdullah and people like that. And so they'll retweet some article and I go, oh, wow, all right, what's that? And so I just sort of start collecting these articles as I go and I add them to my reading list. And then when I'm ready to record, I start going through each one. All right, I'm going to cover these, whatever, these, I'm going to do these 4 stories. And then I kind of read over the first one and then I read over all of them. And then I, like I said, and then I start recording. And now I'll be cutting and pasting stuff into Keynote, but Keynote's it's not that hard. The only thing that's going to add more time is if I want to give clips and then I got to rip the video and then put the video clip into Keynote and just make that one of the slides, but that's not that hard. So I hope that answers your question. Jesus Zamora, if we get single payer, do you think car insurance cost will be lower? No, everything will get more expensive, you libtard snowflake. That's a great question. I haven't thought of that. Probably. I mean, the insurance companies will fight it and they'll try to raise money and get their money elsewhere. So they might try to raise car insurance, but that's a great question. I don't know that I have a real concrete answer for that. I'd have to, that's something I feel like I need to talk to an economist more about, but that's a great question. Well, how would single payer healthcare affect all other forms of home insurance, renter's insurance, liability insurance, disability insurance, all that stuff? That's a great question. I don't know. Definitely human. Where's Darian? Hey guys, just making a new studio. So I got these like light sticks or whatever, and so I put them there so that like we can make like lights and stuff. And there's like a TV, but not like one that gets like stations or whatever, you know, like your parents watch. And then that's like a camera. I put that on. This is also, I think, like a camera stick. And so then that like shoots everything and there's like lights and sound and you can like talk or whatever. And so I can be like, you know, and I have to figure out how to like Skype with Brian. Chad and I broke up. It was really ugly. And so Brian's amazing. He's so great. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, you guys. So that's like my new studio setup. Thanks for watching. Thoughts and Studios, light stick blessings, you guys. right, that's my editor can cut that out. um, Darian is my favorite character actor. Let's go back to this insurance thing. Not that Darian doesn't. I'm sure she's got a fantastic view of the insurance, probably. I don't understand why the corporations are against. It would save them money. Yeah, that's the thing we talked about. Why they're not for Medicare for all. We were talking about that on the Jimmy Dore show. In the long run, it'll save them money. I think the corporate mentality, I think there's this misconception that corporations or these rooms are all these smart people and they're thinking long term. They're really not. My understanding of it, they're just worried about the next quarter's stock report. You know what I mean? Like the next quarter earnings is going to affect the stock price. That's it. So they're just like, they don't think like big global thing. They're not, or like 20 years down the road. I don't think they think in those terms. I mean, they're only steps for like, that they take or they think are good for long-term sustainability is just buy everything, buy this thing, merge with that, overtake that. And they don't really, they waste so much money. This idea, a friend of mine was a TV producer. Like a friend of a friend was a TV producer. So when you work in TV and film production, there's this like, everybody busts their ass. There's this tight schedule. You got to be on budget. You know, there's deadlines and you got to hit them. And they got a job in the corporate sector and they got their job and they're like, they showed up and they're like, do this, do this, do this. And this guy, the boss called the person into the office and went, don't ever do this again. Everybody just skate by to keep your job. Just don't make any, just safe. That's the whole culture. Just look at your watch until 5 o'clock and do just enough to not get fired. No one's like, how can we make this great? No one's doing that. It was just, it was astounding to me. But that's the thing, and some of you brought up here, Sydney brought up, liability insurance would also plummet with universal health care. Yeah, it's a great point. It's a great point. I loved when I lived in Chicago, they called it Lakeshore Drive LSD. Yeah, there's a song. Cruising by on LSD. I forget who sang it. I can't sing. I'm sorry I did that to you. That's my fault. Someone should ban me from singing. Yeah, it's the reason why jobs are always under 40 hours, that they don't have to pay for health insurance, so it's a factor in their bottom line. Right. And Medicare for all, then they would have healthy employees that are actually well-paid employees with good benefits. It's anytime you go into some place that has like Trader Joe's or some store or company or chain, and where the employees are very like, oh, hey, let me help you out. You know they're well paid. You know they have a good pension. You know they have health insurance. And that's why they're doing such a good job. I miss the old Bat Cave. There's too much light. Sorry. I'll make it darker. Bat Mashups. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the show. Good luck with the Studiogram. Great Bezos vid. People think Trump is destroying the country, meanwhile participating in their own downfall via Amazon. It's such an excellent point. As I've said before, yeah, I don't like Trump. I didn't like that there was people doing Nazi salutes at his rallies. I didn't like that he was endorsed by the KKK. I didn't like that he made fun of a Gold Star family and someone with disabilities. And all of the fucking sexual assault cases and accusations, and it's just awful. But he didn't appear out of nowhere. It is the Jeff Bezos of the world that have been screwing the Koch brothers and all these other people who are just doing whatever they want. And, if you watch the Amazon video that I did, he's worth $150 billion. He could make every single one of his employees have such a better life, and it wouldn't affect, he wouldn't lose one single private jet or any one of his cars or homes, or he wouldn't lose any of that. Imagine if he cut that and gave half, $75 billion, paid it out to his employees and pension and benefits and salaries and workers, everybody's, all the hundreds of thousands of Amazon employees, all their lives got so much better. He would still have $75 billion. I don't know how you look yourself in the mirror. You know? And that's the thing, you bring up a great point, Bat Mashups. Is, okay, people get all mad when Trump tweets shithole countries, or, oh, okay, what was the new one? He said something racist about LeBron, and, you know, good for LeBron. He's like, I'm never going to sit with, I would never, the hell. LeBron is like spending money on schools and stuff like that, which is good. I want to see more of these millionaire celebrity athletes and movie stars stop living in these lavish 1%er lives and give some money back. But that's the thing. So then we're all mad at Trump for saying these awful, and he says awful things. But meanwhile, Amazon is just Walmart, all these places. And I've shopped at Walmart. I've bought stuff at Amazon. I tried to use other companies, you know, for getting the studio. There's a couple things I couldn't find anywhere but Amazon. And that's the thing we need to focus more on, like the Poor People's Campaign. We need to focus on that. The class warfare we're in. The draining of just quality of life. American workers work more than medieval serfs. Medieval serfs had more vacation time. We have the highest infant mortality rate of any developed country. And now, it's also, you're more likely to die from, we're the most violent, we have the most gun deaths of any industrialized country. We have the worst healthcare of any industrialized country. And that's what we need to be focusing on. So I appreciate you bringing that up. Thank you. Marcia Smith, good to have you. Annabelle Corley, Australia has universal health care. I have private insurance as well. The government subsidizes your private insurance costs. It means the public system does not get overloaded. Boom. Oh, wow, a system that works. I've also been to Australia where I was like, they were like, the comics that were at this bar were like, don't tip the bartenders. They make great money. They make like $25 an hour. Oh, livable wages. People seem to be pretty happy there. Australians just going, oh, I'm going on holiday for a month. A month. Americans like, oh, I got 2 weeks vacation, but I'm not going to use it because I got to work, so the boss doesn't fire me. It's insane. Jeremy J said, sorry, I just can't focus without the surfboard in the background. Don't worry. Well, there's a surfboard. That's it's a piece of surf art. And it says Santa Monica on it and Highway 66. There you go. Just there is a surfboard shape in this frame. Okay? Let's everybody settle down. Mr. Lord, technically medieval serfs had no vacation at all since they weren't allowed to travel. Ha. Time is more important than money. Yes, it is. Tax everything over $1 million and offshore tax shelters at 100%. Change in a day. Absolutely. But as we discussed, as I've learned through modern monetary theory, if you watch the now 3 videos I've done with Jeff from Citizens Media TV, we don't even need, like, they could just fix it all like that. Because we have a fiat currency. It's not even on the gold standard. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, we should tax the rich more. Yeah, we should spend less money on military, but they could just change, they could all fix it all right now. Oh, it drives me nuts. Marcia Smith, you waking up from surgery, feeling great, been home since Wednesday afternoon. All right, incision still hurt and definitely had surgery, but it is amazing. Good. I'm glad you're doing better, Marcia. It's good to have you back here. Robert Fernandez, I've been on since 4 o'clock. Yeah, they could fix everything they want to do. It is just greed. Well, it's greed and control. They want to control us, right? They need to tax us. They could pay for everything. They don't need our tax money to pay for anything. They need our tax to control us, right? They need to spend money on the war machine to control people, keep people in line, let everybody know we can fucking drone strike the shit out of you if you argue with us. You don't want to use the petrodollar? You're done. You know? Yeah, tax the rich heavily to reduce their power, absolutely. Natural Progressive. Hey, Chris. Hey, Graham. Only catching a bit. Have a real life, too. Great job in Unity for Julian Assange today. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. It was really cool. If you didn't get to watch it, I'm actually going to get the raw footage, and I'm going to put my 45-minute conversation up on this channel on Political Vigilante. Also, guys, make sure that you're subscribing. Again, I've been stuck at 9,600. Now I'm at 9,700 for a month. That's ridiculous. I should be at 10 or 11 or 12,000 subscribers, if not more. So they will unsubscribe you. Keep checking to make sure you're subscribed. Yes, Elazir Sharir, they want us relying on them. They're keeping us down. Taxes, all that stuff is to keep us down. Andrew Sweet, we need general strikes. I totally agree with that. General strikes, we've talked about this a lot, but we need to talk more. Some people have even suggested, I forget the person's name, who's a regular on this show, of how strikes, shutting their system down is what is going to bring change. Nonviolent protests, walkouts, not on Saturdays, not on Sundays. I'm telling you, when school gets back in session, high school kids, junior high kids need to just walk out during the school day. When there's going to be another school shooting, it makes me sick to say that. I wish I was wrong, but we all know it'll happen again. There needs to be a walkout. Students just need to go, no, unless you guys fix the gun laws, we're done. We're done. They want you to protest on Saturday and then be back at work on Monday. Better be back at work, better be back in school on Monday. That's what they want. You shut their system down, they have to deal with you. They have to deal with you. Yeah, it is sad that we live in a school that we know. Mass school shooting. We know there's going to be mass school shootings. Natural Progressive. I think there should be an under 15 mass walkout. Oh, listen to that. That's a great idea. Imagine that. Everyone that isn't making $15 an hour, not coming to work today. Everybody. Oh, you would see something shut down. Everything. Restaurants, hotels, car washes, businesses, stores. It would all go boop, done. They don't think they're hoping to keep us down, keep us scared, or give us little breadcrumbs and we'll shut up. That's what they're hoping for. That's what they're hoping for. But that's what it would take. Imagine, we'd have $15 an hour pretty quickly if everybody just went, nope, sorry. Sorry. I'd be down there with a camera marching with them, getting interviews. They did that. That's one of the things I want to do more with the show. I got this thing. I got to show you. I got this thing. One of the ways to increase the show. And I've read the manual, but I can't, for the life of me, can't get this thing to work. This thing, you're supposed to be able to hold it and it keeps it all balanced or whatever. I'm trying to figure this thing out. If anyone has a link to a YouTube tutorial, please let me know. It is I'll tell you the product. Smootho. Because this is the kind of thing I want to do. I want to go to like an outdoor rally or something like that and interview people. But I don't know if I didn't charge it. I don't know. The directions are super small. Oh boy, way to go, Graham. Way to go. Where are we at? Merrill Peterson, observing as much national and global human syntax as possible from as many sources as possible. Agent Dale Chomsky, we've been asking for $15 minimum wage for years. Not going to give it to us? Okay, then we'll fight for 30. Still no? Okay. Universal basic income? Keep messing with us? We know what we're worth. That's such a great point. Together we have the power. Together we have the power. You know, if 2 million high school kids walked out, if 2, 3, 4, 5 million under $15 an hour workers walked out, you would see it drastically get shut down. Everyone would just go, that's that. You know? Exactly. They can afford to give us all of these things. They can afford to give us all this stuff. So, Michael Holmes, thank you for supporting the show. Look at that big clock. Citizens of Gotham, the giant claw is talking to you. Do not be alarmed. You are under my control. I don't know where this went. Michael Holmes, happy to see you back in action. Thank you so much. I am happy to be back in action. So I appreciate you supporting the show and joining us. Natural Progressive, we are the labor. We make the money for the billionaires. Absolutely. Yeah, it's the people's money. Let me go base here. Cooler than a selfie stick. Somebody said, oh, nice to meet you in Chicago. Nice to meet you too. Robert Fernandez, did you see the video of the Mexican construction workers walking out? No, I did not. But send me that. I'd like to see that for sure. That is awesome. That's what it's going to take, guys. You know? And it's good we're talking about it. And good you guys are bringing up other ideas. Everybody under $15 an hour? Man, I hadn't thought of that. That's a great idea. You know? It's what we need. Already had a vegan smoothie before I started rolling. Wow. MLK compared the cost of killing a Vietnamese and money spent on the poor. Yeah. $15 trillion versus 5. Yeah, I know. That's a really great point. That's why the Poor People's Campaign, that they're resurrecting that thing that Dr. King started, is so awesome. It's so great. You know, people need to remember they need to learn about history. So I don't know if you know this. We talked about this maybe once before, but Mother's Day was actually started by moms whose sons had died in World War I. And it was like an armistice. It was like end war. Moms are tired of losing their sons to war. That's what Mother's Day first started at. Now it's flowers and chocolates and stuff like that. It's good to honor our moms, but like that's what it was. That's what Mother's Day should be every year now. Not just our men are dying overseas. It's in ridiculous corporate wars. Our young girls are too. Men and women. That's what Mother's Day should be. You know, the fact it's so cool to hear that the Women's March is becoming more of an anti-war rally. or that's a component to it or what. I think that's fantastic. That's what it should be, you know? Good point, Kinky. Medicare for all might make young folks reconsider enlisting in the military. Same thing with raising the minimum wage. Yeah, I know. Then they lose then they don't have the poverty draft. Oh, I got to join the military to get health benefits and a decent job. There's no jobs where I live. Do you know how many soldiers I talked to, especially after the recession? So the recession hit in 2008. And when I went to Iraq in 2008, or even 2000, before then, 7, 8, and 11, and even Kuwait in 2012, people said, oh, why are you, this is my third duty. They'd say, several guys were like, I'll be ready. I just did it for the money. I got some $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 re-enlistment bonus. And they're like, there's no jobs back in the town I'm from. They closed the mill, or they shipped the factory overseas, or whatever. Like I had no choice. You know, I got to stay in the military for 20 years so I can get my benefits, because there's no other way I can get them. Crazy. You bring up a good point. If they give everybody all this thing, oh, then we can't use them for our crazy wars. Balthazar228, check out Streamlabs. It has tools to track donations and comments from both Super Chats and PayPal, even long-term. I can tweet you tutorials for it too. Oh, please do. Please send me that. That'd be awesome. C. Blaine, every Veterans and Memorial Day should be an anti-war protest instead of parades. Absolutely. Yeah. And Celeste Holmes brings up the same point. Same thing applies to free college. Why join the military to get college paid for if the college is free? Right? You see you start seeing, that's the amazing thing when you start becoming a progressive and going into independent media. We all start connecting the dots a lot sooner. When you realize everything is for money and war and profit and keeping people down, then it all makes sense. Oh yeah. If everyone gets, the only way to go to college, I got to get the GI Bill, which the GI Bill is a fine program. It's a fine program, but it's the only way for a lot of people to go to college. When college is something we could easily pay for, it's not a pony, it's not a Christmas present under the tree. It's very doable. It's very doable. Cindy Samsara, we are building an alarmingly low amount of stuff to blow up and must close the target gap. Marcia Smith, thank you for supporting the show. Love seeing the new setup and so glad to be here with y'all. Oh, we're so glad you're here, Marcia. And yes, there's a video and some photos on Patreon about my process of setting this up, and then I put the new Amazon video is done in this system. It needs some tweaks, but I'm going to start recording in front of this now, guys. I'll be dropping videos this whole week. I'm waiting on an anti-glare screen and a desk, and I gotta buy a couple more lights. But we're there, man. We're there. New studio. What do you guys? Let me ask you this question. So, I always just like wearing black t-shirts. That's what I wear on stage. But I've had some people suggest that if I want to take the show to the next level and be taken more seriously and maybe have, get picked up by a real online network or get more support or whatever, that I should wear like just slightly nicer shirts, like collared shirts, even if they're just like short sleeve bowling shirts. What do you guys think? I thought I'd ask. Marcia Smith. Thank you for supporting the show. Make some shirts. No. Agreed. No. Make some shirts. No. Fuck collared shirts. Fuck that. I don't care what you wear. You got to get a $6,000 suit. I like the tease. Shirt and tie. Okay. Don't do it. Be yourself. Right. And care about what I say. No way. Wear whatever you're most comfortable in. Thank you. Wear what you want. See, that's how I feel. And part of it's like, that's how I feel. I get one of the reasons I want to get this studio, because I tried to reach out to some progressive candidates, and I think their campaign managers, if they hadn't seen me on Jimmy Dore or whatever, were sort of, they'd watch the show and go, ah, there's this guy with this crazy blue light. I just look like a wingnut. I wanted to make it look more professional. So like, but I rarely wear collared shirts, man. I rarely wore them on the TV show when I directed them, when I was on camera for that FNX show. All right. Shoes. Michael, nothing wrong. Stacy E. Graham, just get really nice t-shirts. Yeah. If I ever run for politics, I'll be wearing shorts and a t-shirt, unless it's formal, then sweats. Good. You want your formal campaign sweats. Yeah, I'll have campaign flip-flops. If I was ever president, I would have a surfboard with the presidential seal on it. That would be so. I wouldn't be at Camp David. No, I would be surfing. Andrew Sweet, I like the content, but it would look more professional. See, good point. The Lou Dobbs suit would lend you credibility. I'm not going to wear a suit. That I'm the lavalier up there. You know what I mean? How about that? Is that better audio-wise? Did we fix the audio? Everyone's saying no sound. Everyone's saying no sound. Everyone's going nuts. Is the sound back? The sound is back. All right, back. Okay. Just everybody lost their shit. No sound. They've got you, Graham. The deep state's in your apartment. Get out of the house. Yeah, the CIA didn't want me talking about surfing with Tulsi Gabbard. They're like, shut that down. We can't have surfers getting together. Can I hear you? Yes, Stacy. I always hear you. You're in my head. You're in my head. Someone wants to wear a collared shirt that badly. Oh, that's funny. Lick Kate Buggins shows that we're actually listening. Well, that's good. If the sound went down and no one said anything, you guys were just talking amongst each other, that'd be a bummer. Nobody noticed. Surfing is notoriously hated by the 1%. Yeah. They don't like that freewheeling lifestyle, man. Because I don't care how much of a rich, uptight prick you are. If you really start getting into surfing, it changes your whole view. And they don't want you changing your view. They want you to be a work slave for them. Just throw a sport coat on your t-shirt. I can't do that either. Because that was such a thing. So many comics did that, like in the 80s and 90s. I just can't do it. Grandma's out doing shows in Burbank. Well, he'll be a mime. Sound didn't go down. I was just being a mime. Surfing with Putin World Tour. Oh, kinky. I'd be all over that. I'm in Daytona Beach now. Can't wait to surf. Kalinsky, art. Learn how to surf. Change your life. It's a beautiful thing. Random guy rock concert still beats Hillary. Have you tried trying? Bat mashups. I will, however, personally finance you if you wear the red suit and black t-shirt sunglasses a la Huey Lewis. Yeah, and I'll get like spiked frosted hair. You got to get back in time. Flip up the collars. Yeah, all right, I'll do that. Um, Lily Kate Buggins, maybe there'll be an occasion for more formal, but I think you could design a shirt to wear and sell. Yeah, I have the Make Gotham Great Again shirts, so maybe I'll start wearing those. They're pretty simple. Pat Cook, heads up, Graham. Seattle traffic blows hard and downtown is torn to pieces. Yeah, I understand that. Oh, by the way, let me make this announcement again. If anybody is in the Seattle area, next week, August 9th, I am doing Political Vigilante live at the Jewel Box at the Rendezvous, which is a cool little theater down there in Seattle, in downtown Seattle. It is a late show. It's like 9:30. I'll be doing like an hour and 30-minute, so a 90-minute Political Vigilante live. I'm going to do some jokes. I'm going to do some segments. I'm going to have Mike Schmidt on. We're going to talk politics, answer questions from the audience. And I will videotape it, and I will cut it up and drop it on the channel. And then Saturday, August 11th, at the same location, Jewel Box at the Rendezvous, I'm doing stand-up comedy. Me and Mike Schmidt, we're each doing about 40, 45 minutes. If you don't know Mike Schmidt, he's got a very funny podcast, The 40-Year-Old Boy. He's pretty good at doing material on current events. He's really good at like going through the news and writing material like that. So, a very funny man, and I want to go, but I work till 8. Yes, so the Saturday the 11th show is an early show. It's at 7, but the Political Vigilante on August 9th is a late show. It's a 9:30 show. So you could make that one, I'm just saying. So again, go to grahamelwood.com. You know, one of the great ways to support the show is buy tickets to the live show if I come through your town, because that means I can, if the tours are profitable, because I have to buy an airplane ticket and sometimes hotel and a rental car and all this stuff like that. So if I sell enough tickets, then it makes it worthwhile. I can do more live shows. Good to see you, Graham. Wish I could see you on the 9th, but I'm in Everett, but I'm all tapped out. Maybe next time when I get to scratch. No worries. As I said many times before, if money's tight, don't worry about it. I understand people, you know, yes, I need, you know, yeah, I need to make a profit on this, but if your money's tight, don't worry about it. There's so many ways to support the show for free. Like, you could tell your friends in Washington to go to the show. You could post it on your social media. Hey, check my friend out, or check Graham Elwood out if you're a progressive, or share these videos on all of your social media. Those are free ways to support the show. Also, you know, I put the audio from all the videos together. Like I'll take like maybe, you know, 6 or 8 videos. I'll take the audio from them, put them all together, and release it on iTunes as a podcast. 5-star reviews, likes and shares of that are really good ways to support the show. So don't worry about it if you don't have the money. When am I coming back to Chicago? Great question. I do not know. Clinky, donation for your project. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Very much appreciate it. It's so cool that you guys support the show, and all the little ways. It's really cool. That's why I love doing it. So, yeah, you missed us in Chicago. Well, you know, I think, you know, there's several ways. Jimmy wants to do more live shows on the road. The Chicago show blew us all away. 600 people. It was nuts. You'll see the video I was live streaming with the videos on the channel of me just getting in. I'm backstage and then I get introduced. You can just see that theater. And it's nuts. So he wants to do more shows. Ron Placone and I love the Progressive Comedy Tour. We're doing shows in Sacramento and San Francisco the first weekend in November. Again, go to grahamelwood.com. We're looking to come to Salt Lake City. We're working on that. I'm looking at venues in Salt Lake City. Natural Progressive. So We also, yeah, KSD talking about Florida. First of all, my iTunes handle is just the Political Vigilante podcast. So just type in, go into the podcast, it's in the news and politics section, it's not in the comedy section, and download it. Even if you don't listen, download numbers help. The more downloads I get, that helps my numbers. I can maybe get advertisers would help. So, but going back to Florida, Ron and I really want to come there. We want to, I know there's a lot of progressives down there. We're seeing what Tim Canova's doing, and we definitely are going to make a Florida tour. Have you ever gone to India? Yeah, I haven't performed in India. Not India, Indiana. Indianapolis. I would love to go there. There might be another little Midwest tour where maybe we do, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Chicago, St. Louis. We might do some stuff like that. If we can put it together, we will. Yeah. Baton Rouge, love to go there. Yeah, KSD, for sure. Like Florida, Ron and I have really talked about Florida a lot, mainly because we know there's a lot of progressives. Plus, we could just come to Florida, and it's so big. We could hit Orlando, we could hit Jacksonville, we could hit, Fort Lauderdale or West Palm or somewhere in there, and then we could maybe even go up to the Panhandle. And so there's a lot of, we could hit Tampa, we could hit a lot of cities in Florida if we fit it together right. So we just got to find the venues. It's all about making the venues work. Because Ron and I can't just automatically sell 300-400 tickets. We can sell like 80 to 100. So we got to find a venue where the finances work right and it's reasonable plane ticket wise. But we're working on it. We're working on it. I'd come to Oklahoma. I did not hear that WikiLeaks tweeted outdoors CNN rant video today. That's awesome. Edward Nunn, Graham, the short film I sent you link a few weeks ago, I'm re-editing to clean it up a little bit and reorganize some pieces. Okay, cool. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I'm sorry, I've been very swamped, but thank you for sending me that. If there's a new link, I'll wait for that. Thank you. Yeah, maybe we'll go by Mar-a-Lago. Get a round of golf, a little Mar-a-Lago golf. Come to hell. There's plenty of space. Yeah, we'll get a VW van. Nice. Yes, Bat Mashups. I would love to interview Debbie Wasserman Schultz when I come to Florida. Hey, Debbie, so how come you guys cheated the Democratic primary? Well, we love progressives. I always say, she always in interviews, she always looks like she's a cokehead. Doesn't Debbie Wasserman Schultz look like a cokehead? She's always just like, why not? Yeah, we're going to just get it out there, and I think we're absolutely appealing to progressives. And yeah, we got to start a band. And, she just sounds nuts. Yeah, she has to be a cokehead. Or she's on Oxy. Yeah. Interview her coke dealer. Yeah, Trump looks like a cokehead too. Trump has been doing blow since the 80s, let's be honest. David Gregory, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is hooked on coke. Haha, you spelled it like Koch brothers. Good progressive joke. Debbie destroys voter ballots as a matter of process. Oh, I'm here. She's going to oversee the voting. She just comes with a big shredder. This looks progressive. Thanks, guys. Democracy in action. I'm here to make sure people don't vote. Oh, your independent ballots? Let's throw those away, because we know independents won't vote for the two parties. Seth Sultson, I'm new here, so what will I benefit from your channel? Great question. Here's what you're going to benefit from this channel if you're new. You're going to get new, you're going to get news that isn't covered by the corporate media. So if you watch Fox or MSNBC or CNN or whatever, look at the people who buy ad time there. Who buys ad time on those shows will tell you what those pundits, Sean Hannity, Rachel Maddow, Wolf Blitzer, Joyanne Reed, they all get paid. They're all millionaires. So who's buying ad time on all those channels? Boeing, Raytheon, big pharmaceutical companies, oil companies, right? The War Machine, all that. That's who's buying ad time. So that'll tell you what stories they will cover and definitely what stories they won't cover. So that's one of the things we're doing here on this channel and on the Jimmy Dore Show and even TYT and Kyle Kalinske and all these other places. Like when I do Aggressive Progressives on TYT, we're covering stories that either the mainstream media won't cover, or we're showing the part of it that they won't cover. Because they'll cover part of a story and then they'll do that lie of omission. They'll deliberately leave something out that misleads people. So that's what you get from this show. I hope you like it. Natural Progressive Chris, thanks for supporting the show. Getting the new studio set up. Hopefully this week, you and I can do some Skype. I owe you some Skype interviews. Missed the last 5 minutes, but thank you for hashtag walkout for $15 an hour. That is a great idea. You have a great hashtag. Walk out for 15. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. That's why I love doing this show. You guys bring up ideas that I hadn't thought of, and then I get the same, and we all get to go, oh man, great idea. And then everyone started chiming in. There's this like free flow of ideas of how us progressives can make things better. So thank you so much, Natural Progressive, for supporting the show here and on the Patreon. Again, anybody else, you can go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood. It is a fantastic way to support this program. Phil Prziski, do you think the Koch-funded study about Medicare for All and its savings was a shot at Trump or just a greed thing? I think it was an attempt to just undermine Medicare for All, and it backfired. But it didn't backfire necessarily because they knew, and this happened, and Jimmy covered it, that the mainstream media would take the part of the study and not talk about the whole thing. So in some senses, the Koch brothers got what they wanted. Concoct a study, and no matter what the numbers say, slant it, our corporate media that we own will slant it to make it seem like, oh, it's too expensive. Bernie's nuts. He wants to spend $36 trillion or whatever. $32.6 trillion. Even though that's $2 trillion less than what we're currently spending. $2 trillion less. So I don't know that it backfired on the Koch brothers so much as they're just hoping that there's not enough noise pointing out the real facts. And I understand their arrogance because all the media, you can't trust any of it. But more people, that Fox and Friends Twitter poll that 35,000 people signed up for, and it was 70-some%, showed you that people are catching on to the bullshit, which is great. Art Kozlinski, who decided that $15 is the right number? By my math, 27 would be enough to still be poor. Well, I think 15 is just like the most reasonable number to jump to from where we're at now. Because in some states, it's below $10 an hour. So, yeah, I agree. It should be 27. It should be at least 25 an hour. I agree, but I think 15 is sort of the first step to get it, to get $15 an hour. But a bigger issue here is that minimum wage jobs were initially designed for just like high school kids or part-time work. Because all of the good, so many, not all, but so many good high-paying jobs have been shipped out of here that people have to work in fast food restaurants and stuff like that, and they're working full-time. So I think there's a lot of things we should do. Get at least to 15 for minimum wage, and then bring more jobs back here. And as I've talked about, it's the Green Party, Green New Deal. manufacture clean energy here in America. Put money into research and technology here, because as I've talked about, green energy is a technology. We should be building wind turbines and solar panels and all that stuff with a minimum wage of $30, $40 an hour with full health benefits. That should all be done here. Jeremy Chase, I just got by fine at $15 an hour. It depends on where you live. Yeah, $15 an hour is that can work in a place where there's an affordable cost of living. In California, no. New York, no. But other places, yeah. So I think $15 an hour is like a good starting point. But it's a great question to ask. Yeah, $25 an hour is the minimum to actually live. But imagine if but imagine if you got $15 an hour and you had free health care, then $15 an hour is absolutely a good wage. Yeah, just getting by is not okay, absolutely. Pay people to plant trees, that's good. Walk out for a living wage, that's good. So $15 rural, $27 major city, it's something like that. But really 15 is just about making it not living in poverty. Yeah, people should not be just getting by. And $15 an hour, again, is not like this is the silver bullet. 15, that'll fix everything. It's just a step towards an overall picture where everybody's quality of life in the richest country in the history of the world is improved. You know what I mean? So that is a step in the right direction, I think. Agent Dale Chomsky. No one should have to earn a decent life. That should be provided. If they want to work for better than decent life, that's fine. But there needs to be a humane baseline. Oh, God. So sick of you liberal pussies and your humanity. No, no, you bring up a great point. Exactly. Exactly. You should be able to have a human baseline. Get your needs met. If you want to bust ass and make a bunch of money, okay, great. You can do that. You can do that. But you should have exactly. It's just cruel the way we treat people now. You're poor, your fault. It's your fault. You're poor. Should have gone to college. I can't afford college. Yeah, you should have worked harder. The whole system is stacked against me. It's an excellent point that you bring up. Thanks for saying that. Al said it for $15 an hour, health care and universal basic income. Yeah, for starters. Yeah, states like California can still have higher minimums. $15 is a good national starting point. It's a good, yeah, exactly. 15 as a national starting point. And if states were the cost of living, they figured out some equation to show like the cost of living in California is more than Oklahoma. So California should have $19 an hour or whatever, fine. But 15 is a good starting point. Edward Nunn, regardless of baseline or of minimum wage, can we agree that money itself is ulcerated, prolapsed, blight on society and consciousness? Yeah, I'll say that. You're going to get all existential on me. Eggs existential. It's eggs. It's a type of omelet, and then you put some stencil in there and you fry it, low heat. It's good. Yeah. College used to be free and healthcare was essentially free, and you could live at the beach on virtually nothing. Yeah. My first apartment was $165 a month. Pay was $225 an hour. 2 weeks pay. Yeah, natural progressive and tied to inflation, so this never happens again. The cost of living in California is so high because of rich douchebags, partially because of rich douchebags, but also like developers. So Los Angeles has all this new housing that's vacant. We have more than enough empty apartments to put every homeless person in. But the rents are through the roof. The housing market is through the roof. It's just nuts. And the rich douchebags, which you're accurate in that depiction, then control the city council and everything else. And developers get on city councils or they buy off city council members. So I talk about everything's got to start local. It's got to start local. Hey, I'm a poor douchebag. How you doing? Tell Reagan. $15 an hour here in Ontario, and one of the biggest coffee stores had a shit fit and took away their worker coffee breaks. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, developers do equal rich douchebags. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm so sick of these multi-billionaire companies making all this profit. Like, oh, we can't afford to get by. Yeah, you can. Tell the CEOs to cut their couple $1 million bonuses. I need my $2 million bonus. You know what? You can get a $200,000 bonus, which is an amazing bonus, and give the rest of the money to your employees so that they can afford to eat and have breaks and stuff like that. It's those Midwestern immigrants. We need a wall on our eastern border. And yes, those Midwesterners are coming to take our jobs in California. Get them, lock them up. Michael Lansing, what do you think will happen to Julian Assange? That's a really good question. It doesn't look good. The president of Ecuador has said he's come out and said, I never really wanted Julian in our embassy. He became an Ecuadorian citizen in 2016. It looks like they are going to give him up to the UK government. What they're hoping, I read an article today, what they're hoping for is that the UK courts will rule on if they'll let him be extradited. And according to this article, I don't know, I don't live in the UK, some of you I'm sure do, the judicial system in the UK is a little more favorable than the government, the government is like very similar to the American government. They're in bed with the Saudis and the war machine and everything else. So what I'm hoping for is that the British courts, they want to extradite him to Sweden so he can stand trial for those trumped up rape charges. But the whole reason for those in Sweden was to extradite him to the United States. That's the long game here. The United States wants him in a prison here, for sure, and they want to dismantle his system. Yes, Marcia, go get your new couch. Yeah, he was given diplomatic standing by the previous president. The new president is a puppet. Yeah. It doesn't look good for Julian. I'll do those vigils for him as often as they ask. If he is extradited to the United States, then we need to have some mass protests. And one of the things that the interviewer today on the Unity for Julian, she asked me, Graham, you and other artists, comedians, musicians, whatever, would you have like a vigil or like a concert fundraiser? Absolutely, I would do comedy shows to raise money for his legal defense. I'd love to see, because the mainstream media, I went on latimes.com today. Not one story about Julian Assange. Not even a bad one. Not even like, oh, he's awful, we need to go grab him, he's a traitor. Nothing. Nothing. And these journalists don't want to talk about this guy. They don't realize they could go to jail too. They could get locked up too. This is pure fascist censorship. So it doesn't look good. I hope there's some sort of solution. I hope they can get him out of there. I hope some people start to rally. The thing that's positive that they said to me, this Unity for Julian organization, in a matter of a couple of months, has gone from 500 members to 3,000 members. It's all volunteer-based. And it's people across the whole gamut, the whole spectrum of political. Last month when I did it, the woman interviewing me, she was a conservative, definite conservative. Doesn't like Trump, but she's a conservative. And we didn't agree on, but the thing was that's the thing. They can do this to Julian Assange. They could lock up Sean Hannity. They could lock up Rachel Maddow. They could lock up Joanne Reed. They could lock up Megyn Kelly. Anybody that goes against the system. Now, those people that I just listed probably feel pretty safe because they're getting 7 and 8 figure incomes to be mouthpieces for the corporate machine. So I hope there's some kind of solution. Julian has been completely shut off from the world, and he is exhibiting symptoms of someone that is in solitary confinement. And I hope that he gets out and he gets his freedom. Yeah, the corporate pundits, not journalists. Apparently Julian Assange has some sort of info package ready to deploy in the event anything bad happens to him. Yeah, I'm sure he's got it set up. If he goes to jail or they kill him or he dies or whatever, all this information is going to go out there. And one of the things that I think all of us can do is list off, some people like, oh, Julian Assange, he's a rapist or whatever. It's like, no, I don't believe that at all. And I think that we need to list all of the things. I mean, this woman read off today just a handful of the things that WikiLeaks has broken. Corporate crimes, government, all these things, all of these whistleblowers. This WikiLeaks is like the one safe place. And so we got to support that. Yeah, the rape charges were dropped. I just hope that we can all, so one thing you can do is Natural Progressive info. So on Twitter, it's at Unity4J. There's a Unity4J on Facebook. So all of you guys, start following them, start retweeting stuff, start getting the word out. And like I said, I'm putting the video footage of the last interviews I've done on my YouTube channel. And more people will learn about it. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, he should have a ticker tape parade. He's a hero. Yeah, never been any real charges against him. It's just the minute, and it happened under Obama in 2010 when they first started to go after him. What crime would the USA charge Assange with? Oh, state secrets, treason. That's what they would. He put out state secrets, government security. That's what they'll claim. It would be nice if there was a law to allow you to discuss anything secret to your congressman or senator if you know something bad and get immunity. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm running out of time here. I'm talking for 90 minutes straight. I got to eat something. This was so great to be back. It's Germany built statues for Assange and Manning and Snowden. Google it. Shame on the U.S. Absolutely. That's cool. Yeah. His crime is truth-telling. He embarrassed the empire. How dare you? So it's so great to be back, you guys. Thank you so much again. Seattle, August 9th and 11th. Go to grahamelwood.com. And also patreon.com/Graham Elwood. So it's a great way to support the show, and you guys have been awesome. It's great to be back. I'm glad you're liking the new studio. So new videos are going to be coming out from the new studio. I'll be tweaking and fine-tuning it, but that's going to be the way I'm doing it from now on. You guys are great. We'll see you in Seattle. I can't wait. Buy your tickets in advance. Seattle, come out. I'm going to be up there for several days. I'm going to go to Pearl Jam Friday night. I'm going to go see the Meg. So I'm excited. And I love meeting you folks in person after the shows. It's been really cool. That was great in Chicago. It was great on the last Progressive Comedy Tour. I love when you guys come up after the shows. I will have Making Gotham Great Again shirts with me. And you guys are awesome. Please like and share the videos. Make sure you're subscribed. I cannot say that enough. They are unsubscribing people on a daily basis. And also the audio podcast, the Political Vigilante podcast. It is in iTunes and SoundCloud and all that. So Go listen to it, share it, and thank you for the smooth Q tutorial. Pretty cool. Yeah, Eddie's a decent guy. I'm excited. You guys are great. So yes, I do feel better. I was worried. Yeah, you're worried after the video. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm back. I was just going through some tough stuff, not just with this, but some personal stuff, and I just was like, oh, what am I doing? And I like being honest and talking about it. So, Snork 2K. After showing Chicago, we were told you left half of us and left. If we didn't see you crossing the street, we would have missed you. Oh man, that's I don't know who said that. We were just goofing off in the green room after the show, and then we came out to say hi. I don't know who said that. I always hang out and talk to people after the shows, so that's what I always do. Yeah, meddling millennials. You meddling millennials, your avocado toast. Thank you all so much for doing this, for coming out, and I'm back at it. New videos are dropping, so thanks for supporting the show, and we will see you out there on the streets of Gotham.